Very. So, let's cut to the chase. Ano po ang pakiramdam ninyo ngayon with the PCCI? May epekto na ba, if at all, ito pong mga nangyayaring impeachment complaints on top of the flood control scandal? Meron ba talagang direct effect? Or is this something that we will feel down the road but not right away?
Thank you for asking that question, Peter. What happened in the fourth quarter last year, the scandals, has already put a dent on the confidence of both the local business people and also important is our foreign investors. Tapos ngayon, meron pang mga impeachment, not only one impeachment but two impeachment cases. So it just pumapatong lang dito sa skandalo na nakita natin in fact, ongoing scandal. And it is definitely putting some trust and confidence in our system dito sa Pilipinas. Especially from the outside, our foreign investors are saying what is happening to the Philippines. So para sa atin mga negosyante dito, we believe that it is a distraction. Dapat nagfo-focus tayo on how to strengthen more the competitiveness in the country, and also now that we are hosting ASEAN as the chair of ASEAN, dapat pinapakita natin ang pinakamabuti and the competitiveness and the best of the Philippines.
It's good that you brought up ASEAN, Sir Perry, because I think we're getting back to that tag, sabi nila a long time ago na the Philippines is the sick man of Asia. Are we approaching that again, or we're far from it, so there's no reason to panic?
Well, I don't think we are in a panic mode yet, Peter. But certainly, all these scandals and what's happening currently with our government is putting the uneasiness dito sa mga negosyante. So many of the negosyantes and also foreign investors are taking it slow and very, very cautious. The market uncertainty brought about by the global crisis in 2025, the business people and the business community was already cautious with all the tariff talks in 2025. Now, dinagdagan pa natin ito. So, even more cautious. Dinagdagan, where is our country going? Saan papunta? And mariresolve ba natin itong skandalo brought about by the flood control? For the business community, yun ang unang gusto makita is, let's solve this quickly, put it behind us, and focus in the future.
Rica.
Kung ang pag-uusapan naman po natin, Sir Perry, ay yung sa mga MSMEs, because they also make up a big chunk din naman po ng mga ng mga business owners natin, mararamdaman din po ba natin ang epekto ng impeachment?
Sa MSMEs, the MSMEs comprise 99.5 or 99.6 of our 1.25 million businesses in the Philippines. Napakalaking chunk. So the health of the Philippines as it relates to business relies on the MSMEs. Now, the scandal of what happened in Q4, ang MSME natin hindi pa masyadong naapektuhan, pero nakikita natin ang kaba nila. Saan papunta itong what is happening now in the Philippines? One of the biggest impact is really on the investors and the large companies. Are they still going to invest in the Philippines? But on the MSME side, it's still it's business as usual, but nakikiramdam sila. Saan ba ito papunta at bakit wala pa tayong yung clamor ng mga Filipinos, but wala pa tayong nakikitang naikukulong or mga napaparusahan. But on the MSME side, down the road natin mararamdaman yan because they're part of the whole supply chain to the larger multinational companies.
Sir Perry, dun po sa MSMEs, ano po, ay palagay ko nararamdaman nila kahit paano, especially those businesses na talagang registered. Di po ba, I think you'll agree with me, merong binabayaran na annual income tax, of course may quarterly income tax, may binabayarang napakalaking business permit, may binabayarang VAT, meron pang excise tax. At kung ikaw ay magta-travel at kailangang mag-travel dahil sa iyong negosyo, yung mga ports natin, lahat may fee. Merong LGU fee. Kaya nga Philippines ang tawag sa atin. Ang tanong po all these things, do this translate into the so-called ease of doing business?
When it comes to the, what you said, Peter, lahat tayo nagbabayad ng buwis and the small businesses, even the smallest businesses nagbabayad ng buwis. What is happening in the Philippines is mostly sa kanila very emotional. Pag tinatanong ng mga miyembro namin sa Philippine Chamber at mga workers, yung ba yung binabayad namin na tax? Yung ba yung pinapakita sa TV? It really hits them and now they realize ano ang nangyayari. Especially, I think it was in December when they showed billions of pesos on a table. Yun napakasakit at ramdam nila. So now, ang translation doon talaga sa negosyante is the loss of trust. Bakit pa tayo? Diyan ba napupunta yung bayad? So now, we're working with the government. We need infrastructure projects dahil kulang pa tayo from digitalizations, yung mga tulay, roads, mga eskwelahan, kailangan ng Pilipinas. So kung saan tumutulong tayong private sector, ang Philippine Chamber of Commerce is let the private sector be partners sa tamang paggastos ng ating mga buwis. Kailangan natin, the Philippines needs to catch up on infrastructure. We need it. Pero sana yung tamang paggamit ng pera ng taxpayers natin mailagay sa tamang paraan, tamang cost. It's not enough now to build on approved project. We have to really look deeper. Is it the right cost? Tama ba yung presyo ng tulay o daan na yan o eskwelahan na yan para gawin? Kasi napakadaming paglalagyan ng pera dahil kulang.
Sir Perry, nakita katulad kanina yung Sick Man of Asia discussion natin, no. Nakita naman natin na maganda na yung trajectory ng Pilipinas noon. Ngayon nakikita na naman nating bumababa. But we cannot just say na this is because of the current administration lang. Merong mga factors din yan na galing din mula sa previous administration pa na meron ding nagiging snowball effect, no, papunta sa mga panahon ngayon. And yung prediction ng economic growth natin medyo mababa pa. Sa tingin niyo po ba matatagalan pa tayo before natin ma-secure ulit ang better economic footing?
Rica, I'll put it on a different perspective. Yung pagbaba ng GDP natin, it's an all-time low from, over 5% down to 4.4% down to 3%. We saw the big impact of less public spending. Ganong kalaki ang porsyento ng paghininto yung mga government infrastructure projects and spending. Ganong kalaki ang impact dito sa GDP natin, which shouldn't be the case. It should be, yes, there is certain percent of government spending on our GDP, but the commerce or the companies or the industries should play a bigger role in the impact on the GDP. Having said that, ngayon, Rica, in 2025, our largest exporter in the Philippines, the semiconductor and electronics, grew by 16%.
Wow.
Our BPO grew. from 35 billion to 40 billion, I believe. We're just waiting for the numbers. The semiconductor from 42.7 billion grew to almost 50 billion. Pati yung agri natin, although not as big of a growth, a single-digit growth, but it also grew in exports. I'm talking about exports.
Yeah.
So the attractiveness of our country, the Philippines, Peter and Rica, nandoon pa. We are definitely in the radar of countries that want to trade with the Philippines, and now we're positioned here, with all these tariffs. All the other regions globally are looking for new markets and new suppliers. Philippines, 118 or 119 million consumers, spending consumers, is a very good consumer base for many industries. Kaya very attractive tayo dito sa Pilipinas, and young population, by the way.
Yeah. So, Sir Perry, mabuti nabanggit po ninyo yan. No? So there are some bright spots, Pero ito nga pong nangyayari ngayon na medyo mababa ang ating GDP. Although the bright spot is yung inflation naman is definitely not in the league of yung ibang mga bansa na double-digit inflation. It's under control generally. Pero let's add fuel to the fire. Ang dami-dami na nga pong nananakaw na mga buwis na ibinabayad ng mga taong bayan. Bakit lumalaki pa rin ang utang natin and now it's at 17.71 trillion as of December? Hindi po ba medyo may disconnect do sa dalawa na yun?
Yes, you're correct, Peter. That is the painful part. The scandal that happened in Q4, in the fourth quarter last year. As we all know, it wasn't only last year. It probably went many years in the past. Ang tinitignan natin mga negosyantes, napakalaking sayang. Napakaunlad na sana natin Pilipinas. Hindi na sana tayo uutang ng ganito kalaki to keep our country running. Now that we have experienced all that, now that we have seen yung madaming sayang, we still have a bright future moving forward. Wag na sana natin ulitin, wag na sana tayo 5 years from now sabihin sayang naman. We have, the budget is all approved. Now the question is, let's use it wisely and in the right places. Because we still believe, kami in private sector, although we're a little bit behind with some countries, because of our young population, the future could be much, much, much better, and we could play, at least in ASEAN, a really critical role when it comes to leading our region to growth. Nasa atin nasa atin yung assets, which is the people, our country. We're highly mineralized. So, napakaganda ng pwesto ng Pilipinas.
I was leading to that, Sir Perry, no? Kasi kung maganda yung manpower natin na nilalabas din natin sa ibang bansa, no? Yung nickel natin, malakas din. Pati yung tourism natin, maganda rin sana. Ang daming attractive things na Pilipinas, pero nasashadow kasi yan because of corruption issues. Kung hindi tayo magre-rely sa gobyerno, let's look at what the private sector can do. Ano ang maaari nating gawin para mapaganda palalo yung pakikipag-usap natin sa mga international counterparts, international companies that may want to partner with bigger private companies dito sa Pilipinas?
The private sector now, the government has a big role to play. They do all the policies and regulations and laws. The private sector wants to be the partner of the government because nakikita natin there could be a really bright future for the Philippines. The partnership of the private sector and the government is on the implementation of all these new reforms and regulation. Dapat hand in hand tayo. Tayo mga negosyante, the private sector side, in all regions of the Philippines should be hand in hand with the government in implementing all these reforms and all these projects. Internationally, we are certainly attractive. Ang hinahanap lang ng mga international, we call it mga investors, is sana meron tayong surety when it comes to legislation. Certainty, legislative certainty, sana stable, no government and no private sector is perfect. But if we work together and we show the international community, eto, partners kami. Let's put this aside, let's go with the reforms, and during the reforms, kasama nyo ang private sector sa implementation. Kasi madami na tayong batas, di ba, Peter? Madami tayong batas. Dito tayo sa implementation, medyo
Sablay.
Yeah.
You said it, Rica. You said it.
Sir Perry, one last, huling hirit.
Yes.
If you were to be asked, ito po bang ekonomiya natin for 2026 will be better? Wag nang much better. Will be better than that of 2025?
The answer is, it could be with the right partnership of private sector and the government. We have to show first and foremost itong kababayan natin, Filipinos, na meron mga reforms and talagang kasama ng gobyerno ang private sector. Ito mga normal Filipino na i-implement natin. I-implement natin tama ang paggagawa ng eskwela sa tamang presyo, itong mga tulay, infrastructure, whether flood control projects or rehabilitations of roads and bridges. Pagkasama ang private sector sa sa pagbibid pa lang, sa pag-i-evaluate, if you bring back the confidence of the private sector, dito pa lang sa Philippines, mag-i-invest ang locals back to the economy. Pag nakita ng foreign investors or foreign companies na ang mga Filipinos are investing back in their country, these are private, they will come.
Yun.
Because when they see locals investing in their country, meron tiwala ang private sector, local sa gobyerno at sa bayan, darating ang mga foreign investors. All those three scenarios should happen, and we will have a good 2026 and beyond.
Yan. Very, very, very inspiring. Maraming salamat. It's always a pleasure, Sir Perry, to have you on the program. At
Thank
your
you.
insights really count a lot.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Rica, for having the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry on your show.
Opo,
Yeah.
may susunod pa dyan, Sir Perry. Huwag ka po magsawa, ha?
Thank you.
Para
Thank you very
makasama
much.
pa rin. Thank you po.
The
Ating-
President, Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr.